This is LG again. This is Wednesday, June 11, 2025. I want to talk about living in the hood, living in the ghetto, being poor, living in the projects. I want to talk to the people that they ain't never lived in the hood. They ain't never lived in the project. So everything that comes into the projects basically is mostly stuff from the federal government, like Section 8 houses and apartment, food stamps, a welfare check, WIC. Most of the things that the people need come from the government. Basically come from the taxpayer. Yeah, you have people that have jobs that works in the grocery store and at the gas station and at the car wash or laundromats. Yeah, you got people that's there making income, but the income is low. It's either gonna be like minimum wage $7.25. It's gonna be like $10, $12, maybe even $15. Gas is gonna be the highest that gas is in the nation. In the rich neighborhood and the upper middle class, gas prices are gonna be low. But in the ghetto, the gas prices are gonna be high. Now because of this, the people that's living in the ghetto, they gotta fight for resources. They gotta fight if they want to get a better car. They gotta fight if they want to get a better house. They gotta fight if they want to survive. And mostly everything that's there, you basically gotta fight for. So if you was in Huntington Beach, California, or you was in Beverly Hills, or Baldwin Hills, or Laguna Niguel, Lake Forest, or Pasadena, or Santa Monica, see, you wouldn't have to worry about none of that. You don't have to worry about bullets coming through your house and bullets coming to your car, because you sitting up in your house safe with security cameras everywhere, and then you got police patrolling your neighborhood, so you pretty much resting in peace. But when you in the hood, all you hear is gunfire and loud music and cars making loud noises, racing all of them down the street. So you really don't have no peace. So the only opportunity that you have to try to get up out of the hood is you got to become a professional basketball, football, or baseball player, or some kind of musician. You got a good voice, or you know how to play an instrument real good. So 95% of the people in the hood, in order for them to come up, they gotta try to come up with the resources that's in the hood. So you ain't got no university to go to become a professional basketball, football, baseball player, or become a musician, or you just got natural born God's talent. Everything else that's in the hood, you're gonna have to try to outdo the people that's in the hood. Now, let me tell you what the federal government does and why that minority is in the position they're in right now. Because of the laws and everything that the Caucasian people make for the people in the hood. This is what happened. I'm not talking about what somebody told me. I'm talking about what I know, what I've experienced, what my family have experienced. When we went to California, we went to the hood. Let me tell you about what the Caucasian, the laws they make, how they make and present black people and Mexican people as bad people. That's why they look at dark as evil and white as right. The angel's white and the devil's got on a black coat and a black hat and some black glasses. Boo! The boogeyman is coming for you. Let me tell you what they do. I'm not talking about back in the 60s or the 50s or the 40s. I'm talking about right now. What they did in LA. One of the largest cities in the country. When Ronald Reagan was president, Ronald Reagan let crack cocaine come into Los Angeles in abundance. They had so much crack cocaine that you can get a hit for like $2. So what are you on, food stamp, Medicare, or whatever, or living in Section 8 houses? It was so much crack in that community that was put there by the white man under Ronald Reagan. And then his wife is going to get a non-profit, and they're going to put little things in toilets and all that, urinals and men's bathroom. Just say no. And then they're going to put an egg in a skillet. And then they're going to say, this is an egg, and this is an egg on crack when it's frying. Because they knew that crack cocaine fries brains. So at the same time that her husband is letting these rich white folk with these planes and with these boats bring in all the drugs into LA. The same man that letting it happen, wife, has got a non-profit where she's saying, just say no. See, that's what a hypocrite is. See, a hypocrite is somebody that say one thing, but they meant another. So Ronald Reagan, at the same time that he's gonna flood the Mexicans and the black community with crack cocaine that's real cheap, like $2 a hit, his wife has got a non-profit saying, just say no. That's what you call talking out both sides of your neck. See, in one hand, he's trying to look like he's a man of God. And the Reagan family is a family of God. Then his wife is over here with this non-profit that's saying, just say no. And then they breaking the egg in a skillet and the egg fried. That's your brain on crack. But the two people, the same, is both Reagans. So they talking out both sides of their neck at the same time, so they can still look like they upright and they still can look like they righteous. And at the same time, they ain't nothing but the devil. That's what you call an illusion. The Bible tells us that the devil and his angels, they are able to transform themselves into the angel of light. So the devil is able to transform himself into Christ to deceive the true believer, that they try to make them follow them in their lives. Now, let me tell you how the federal government works. See, I didn't go to college to get a college education. But God took me under his wing. And God put me in a position that he can show me like he did with Ezekiel when he took him and set him down at the river Kibar. That's what God did. But see, when I was young, I didn't understand what God was doing. See, at first I thought I was the devil. I thought I was following devil work. And it kind of scared me. Because God revealed things and I understood things that I saw a lot of people couldn't understand. So it kind of scared me. So I didn't know what side I was on. Because I didn't fully understand God. See, I didn't understand God until I got past 40. When I started understanding God. But I observed everything that was around me. That God put before me. God put me in some position where I got to live the life that people live in the ghetto, never get an opportunity or never got a chance to see. God took me and my family from Greene County, Alabama, right here in Bowlergy. And he took us all the way to San Mateo, California. Where there's plenty of money, there's plenty of rich people, and there's plenty of things to see. And when we got to California, the way we taught, people, they used to call us the Beverly Hills Billies. Uneducated, don't understand where we at, or nothing like that. So God took us from the wilderness and he brought us into this great city. There's some rich folks that live right there in like Menlo Park and Menlo Athens is they call it Atherton. There's rich folks that's like professional basketball players, baseball players, football players, TV stars. All those people is living right there. But right there in San Mateo County is a little city that's 2.5 square miles. That in 1986 had the #1 murder rate in the nation, 2.5 square miles. That's why all the drugs, all the prostitution, all the things that was wrong, that's where it was. So in Menlo Park and San Mateo and Redwood City, all of these people came to East Palo Alto to buy their drugs. All the football players and baseball players, they all came through there because that's where the drugs were, because they didn't want the drugs and everything in their community like that. They didn't want the people out there selling drugs in their community like that. So the rich folk, the baseball players, the famous musicians and politicians, they're the one that had the planes and the boats that went to like Pakistan and all these places and got the poppies for the heroin and the cocoa leaf and all of. That's where they went, Panama, and got the good weed and all that. And they brought it and they just dumped it into the hood. And at first they were selling it pretty reasonable. Then as more people got addicted, they went and then they put a red line around it. They made sure that you couldn't go to the bank and get no loan. They made sure that you can hardly get a mortgage. And they separated the black family. So what they did was, see, when the man go get a job, follow me now, we talking about minority, not just black, Mexican, whoever's poor. So what the government started to do is that the government is not too much afraid of women. So they'll help the women, but they didn't want to help the man because the man is supposed to be the breadwinner. So they were threatened by the black man. So what they would do is, if the black man, see, like they talking about work fair, you got to go to work. If you want to get Medicaid, you got to go to work. See, that's all a trap. See, that's the same thing like Ronald Reagan and Nancy Reagan. Ronald Reagan over here is pouring all the drugs into the blacks in the Mexican community. And his wife is over here on the other side saying, just say no. And then they breaking the egg in a skillet on the stove. And when the eggs start to fry, that's your brain on crack cocaine. But they doing the same thing working as a team. It's called tag team. They want to look good. They want to look godly. They want to set up in their church and look presentable like they so holy. When they're the one that flooding the poor people community with drugs. I know this is going to take a while, but I need to tell this story just like it is. And you need to understand. You know how you sit down and read books? So I'm not writing a book trying to make money, trying to tell you about the story. Because this is real. This is where I came from. I came from a sharecropper's son to the hood to where I am now. And people helped me along the way. Jews, whites, Asians, Native American, every Muslim, everybody saw something in me when I didn't even see it in myself. And I didn't have no confidence that I could do it or I could become who I am now. I'm telling the story. I'm not asking for money. I'm trying to put it in a book so I can profit off of it. I'm telling you this story because God put this in my heart and in my mind and in my soul. So here's a sharecropper's son that's thrown into California, like San Mateo, Mountain View, Sunnyvale, San Francisco, San Jose, all these big, rich places. And then I went to Southern California, to Orange County, to Laguna Niguel and Orange County, Laguna Niguel, Lake Forest, Pasadena, Santa Monica, Beverly Hills. God took me to all these places where I worked and sold to professional football players. Jim Plunkett, 2-time Super Bowl champion for the Oakland Raiders, sit right down at the desk with me to buy some furniture. Jerry Rice, one of the greatest receivers that San Francisco ever had. Him and his wife sit down. I sit down at their table, and because I was delivering in front, and asked me did I want something to drink. Bill Walsh, Dwight Clark. I'm sitting right there with them. I went into their communities. And they didn't look down on me because in their neighborhood, and I'm there, and I'm there at their house, and I'm presenting myself like I belongs there. They didn't look at me like I was a sharecropper's son. All they were looking at is I'm coming here to take care of that something that they need. And they don't care who I am or what color I am. Just get the job done. And when I went to these people's houses, I never asked them for their autograph. Just because Joe Montana had 4 Super Bowl rings on his hand. Just because Bill Ward was a multiple championship coach of a football team. When Jim Plunk and his wife sit down at my desk, I just ask you, man, you are good, man. You an expand, man, a quarterback, an NFL team, and you got 2 Super Bowl rings. I just talked to him like he was my customer. Because I didn't think that he was no better than nobody else just because he had money. We used to go to a place in San Mateo that's called Orphan Annie's. It was a club that was on the bay. People came there like Mark McGuire, Ricky Henderson. Great baseball players, great basketball players. They all went to this club. We had to save up all week just to go to this club, to be around people like this. And we realized that they ain't no better and they ain't no different from nobody else. Now, let's get back to the hood that the prejudiced white men destroyed with drugs. So let me tell you how it works. Okay, within a neighborhood in the ghetto, there may be 3 or 4 gangs that in the neighborhood. See, since the police is really not there to help you get by, they just there to kill you or put you in jail when you do wrong. Hold on for a second. They there to kill you or put you in jail when you do wrong. They're not really there to help you. So what the police does, they hook up with certain gangs and they get kickback. Bribes, as you put it. That means that a certain gang will bribe you to turn your back or to help protect you because you paying them bribery money. But if you don't pay them bribery money, then you don't get no protection. So this is how the white prejudiced male, this is how they destroyed the black family. Is in order for you to get assistance from the government, they're gonna set a limit on how much money you can make. They're gonna limit how much money you can make so you can get assistance from the government. Just follow me now. Let's just show you how criminal it is and how evil this is and how the prejudiced white man destroyed the black family. So back in California, when it was like $3.25, I think it was $3.75. $2.75 was the minimum wage back then in the 70s. And then they went up to like $3, and then went to $3.50 and $3.25, and so on and so on. So when you got together and you started a family when you were young, and you was making $3 an hour, so you got married. You got your apartment, or you qualified, had good enough credit to get you some old rundown house and all that. So you going to work. So the woman, the wife, she get pregnant. She have a kid. So she got to stay at home, and the man is the only one that's working. So then they in love and everything, so they have another kid. And then they have another kid because that's looking good. Like, this is a good family. And this man's got a job, he got his little house, he got a car, he got a wife. Now he's starting his family. All of a sudden, he goes outside and somebody don't like what he got. Some of his own race of people in the neighborhood. Or or one of the gangs don't like the way that you acting because you don't want to join no gang. So since you don't want to join no gang and you ain't got no big family that help protect you, then every time you go out in the community, almost you're gonna get beat up or you're gonna be mistreated. So you get tired of being mistreated. So you go out and buy you a gun because you're a real man and you got a family. You got a wife and 3 kids at home. And I'm the sole source of income. It's me. And if I'm out there getting beat up all the time and scared to go out, then I'm not going to be able to take care of my family. So I buy me a gun. So next time when I go down the street and they try to beat me up, I'm going to take out my gun and I'm going to protect myself. Then everybody's going to call the police, and then the police going to come, they're going to come over there because I was trying to protect myself. They don't care nothing about that because I got a gun. They're going to throw me all on the ground and they're going to take me to jail. And since I'm poor, I'm not going to have enough money to bail out. And my wife is poor, and she got 3 kids at home. She ain't got no money because I was the sole provider to take care of my wife and 3 children. So I'm in jail for 6 or 8 months because I can't bail out and I don't have no money to fight. I got to get me a public defender. So what's going to happen is I'm going to lose everything. I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose my wife. And I'm going to lose my children. And I'm going to become very angry and upset that when I decided I wanted to help myself and I got tired of being beat up and I wanted to protect myself, here I am now in jail for just protecting myself from being abused. I'm in jail now for a year and I've lost everything. I do mean everything now. Look at what you're going to lose when this happens. You're going to lose your right to vote. You're going to lose your rights to own a firearm. You're never going to work at a bank. You're never going to be a police. Most of the time back then, you couldn't even go to the military like that. Now it's going to be hard for you to get a job. The only job you're going to get is washing cars, cutting grass, or in some cases, construction work. That's all you're going to be able to do. And then you're going to see your brothers and your sisters that's slinging dope, that's in gangs that got big old gold chains around their neck, got $10,000 worth of rims and tires on their car, wearing fancy clothes. But the only thing that you did that got you in the position that you in is because people was beating you up in the community and you got tired of it and you wanted to protect yourself. So then when you get out of jail, your wife is gone. She done went on with another man. And your children is called the other man daddy. That's what's going on. And then you get out with nothing. A lot of going to have to go sleep on the street because good people don't want you to come near their house or come near their church or don't go near no school. When all I really did to get to where I'm at is try to protect myself from being abused. So here come your government that they give the wife food stamps. They give her what they call general assistance. It's a certain amount of cash. and food stamp and WIC. And that then she can get Section 8 houses. But she can't let that man come there. The man that was her husband, that was provided for her, he can't come there no more. So the government is breaking up the family and causing confusion. This is all from how they did us and how they still doing us to this day. So the man leaves the house, can't even go see his children. Can't ever carry a weapon to help protect him. He is supposed to die in the street like a dog. While everybody else is walking around with their guns and all that, just because I try to protect myself, I'm not allowed to have a firearm again. But I'm still living in the hood. But I'm still gonna have a firearm because I know that I'm in a dangerous community. I know I got to have a firearm in order to protect myself. So even though the law is saying I can't do that, I'm saying to hell with the law. My life and my protection is more important than obeying what I conceive as a crooked law. So now the married people, see what happens here. So now the family and the women is emboldened. Now they telling these black men, you ain't doing nothing for me. I had to go to the government. I had to get on welfare. More demeaning the man. Demeaning the man. Whether they wanted to or not, or understood or not, it don't make no difference. You was demeaning the man. So now, in order for the woman to get a raise, or she want to get a better car, she need to go out and have another baby. So she can get an increase in food stamps, and so she can get more cash benefits, so she can buy better clothes and do a little bit more than what she need to do. So she don't really need the man. If he come around, she gonna lose her benefits. So you see how the rich white male is been involved in destroying minorities in minority city ever since the beginning of time in this country. So now I'm just walking down the street, or I'm just driving, going to the store, and a cop pulled me over. Okay? He searches my car. That's what you call racial profiling. They see me come by and they run my tag, and they see it's Ronnie G. Oh, I bet he got a gun in the car. So they make up an excuse to pull me over. Then an excuse to search my car. Then they go in my car and behold, in the glove compartment, there's a gun. And I'm not supposed to have a gun. They say that. You're not supposed to have a gun. So you're right back in jail. So they passed a law that prior conviction of having a gun, just by me having a gun, they're going to give me 5 years. The Fed's going to give me 5 years in prison for having a gun. Just because I wanted to protect myself and my family the same way that you want to protect your family. But I was denied that just because once upon a time, I tried to protect myself. See, these are the things that you don't see. These are the things that you don't care nothing about. Because you living high on the hog. And you paying the people that's in the ghetto, that's in the hood. You paying them peanuts. And you're giving the women welfare so they can keep up the amount of laborers that you need to go into your field. Or to pick your tomatoes or pick your apples. But they never going to be able to get nowhere. But God is going to elevate some people. The same way he elevated me. He put me where I need to be. Around the people that was going to help me. That helped me grow. So one day I can come back to my community and try to help them grow. So a white man took me under his wings. A Jewish man took me under his wing. A Muslim man took me under his wing. And they showed me. And they led me. And they guided me on the way that God would have me to go. See, I'm not coming down on white people because I hate white people. White people taught me to be who I am today. White people is the one that encouraged me to be who I am today. White people did that because they saw God in me. They saw something different about me. They believed in me and trusted me with their houses, with their cars, around their children, around their wives. They trusted me. And I was their prodigy. They helped me when I needed to be helped. They taught me where I need to be taught. The Jewish man did the same thing. The Muslim man did the same thing. They helped me to understand that God had a purpose for me. And they narrowed it by helping me to make sure that I didn't have to go outside of where I had to go outside of. That's why I think white people to this day, I think Jewish people to this day, I think Muslim people to this day. Because all of them come together, they the one that helped made me who I am today. And everybody that was around that was white, that was African or they Jews, They're all going to give a good report about Ronnie G. If Ronnie G tell you that he going to do something, unless something very important come up, Ronnie G is going to do it. Now, I work solely for God. I don't answer to nobody but God. See, God is righteousness. That's what I'm talking about. God is fairness. That's what I'm talking about. God is mercy. That's what I'm talking about. See, God, if you got God, somebody, that's what God called a ram in the bush. Just when you need somebody, just when you think you can't go no more, you look over there and caught in a thicket, there's a ram that help lead you and guide you on your way back to the road. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to show you that all you need is Jesus. And Jesus is going to bring the people to you that you need to help you. See, the Bible says no one can come to Christ except God has first got to draw them. All you have to do is acknowledge what God is. You have to quit letting people take advantage of you and make you look like you less than what they is when they ain't no better than you. God don't love them no more than he loved you. So most of the problem and everything we have is still being perpetrated by the white prejudiced male that think he better than other races. Think that God only speaks to white males. The white male don't care nothing about no white woman either. They figure you weak. So when God speaks to you, your duty is to say, yes, Lord. When God asks you to do something, all you need to say is, yes, Lord. Because when God asks you to do something, He's going to equip and he's going to supply all of your needs. So the white man is the one that broke up the black family. You know how close black families used to be? Black family used to be so close. And that threatened the white man. And when the white man is threatened, he gonna do all kind of evil things. Until the white man stop breaking up black families. Until the white man stop creating all this chaos. Until for people to stand up. That's why I do these videos, because black people ain't going back there. Mexican people ain't gonna go back there. We don't hate nobody. But we just not gonna let you run over us. We are the children of the Most High God. We are made in the image of God. We want respect just like you. We are American citizens just like you. The Native American and the Mexican longer than you. Why don't you just treat us like you want to be treated? The Bible tells us first, love God. And the second is just like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. And God say, if you see someone hungry, feed them. You see someone that needs a job, don't look at the color of their skin. If that job available, give it to them. That's the way it's supposed to be. Until it gets back to the way it's supposed to be. Until it gets back to balance, there's always going to be hell on earth. There's always going to be somebody that somebody's going to kick when they down. There's always going to be somebody that's going to talk about you for no reason. There's always going to be somebody that think that they better than you. But ain't nobody better than you, and you ain't better than nobody else. We are all just children of the Most High God. And that's why I want you to know that you need to go and study for yourself. You need to go into these communities, these poor communities, and see what horrible condition that you don't put them in. White man ain't made no meat for us to eat. White man ain't grew no vegetables or nothing. God made fruits and vegetables and herbs. God made all the water that we drink and consume and bathe in and wash our cars in. All those things were made by God, and God did not sell them. He didn't sell them. You just came and took them from the people that already had them. All you think about is war. All you think about is blood. If you want to know how you start out, just go watch the Viking movies. How the Vikings wasted all their food and everything, and then they went to other people's country and took. And took. And took. That's exactly what you're doing now. You're taking. You're taking from the hard-working people, giving to the rich folk that ain't doing nothing. You're creating chaos. You're creating confusion. No more is this ever going to happen again. No more. God is with us this time. God is lifting us up. God is making a way out of no way for us. If you slap me on one cheek, I'm not going to turn the other. I promise you. If I agree to go a mile and you try to make me go 2, I'm going to rebel. Because it's not godly. I ain't going to let nobody beat me, and I don't do nothing to protect myself or my family. I ain't going to let nobody force me further than what I want to go. I'm going to act just like you. But I'm going to do it under the headship of my Lord and my Savior, Jesus Christ. I'm going to treat you the way that Christ would treat you. I'm going to respect you the way that Christ would respect you. But you're going to treat me and respect me the same way I respected you. If you respect me and I respect you, we'll get along good. And everything goes smooth. But that's not what you're doing right now. You're creating chaos. You're trying to start a civil war. Just think about all the people that died in the Civil War. There was just a little over 3 million people when the Civil War happened. Just imagine, you got almost 70 million Mexican and Hispanic Latinos, over around 44 million blacks, and 20 million Asians. Can you imagine if a civil war jumped off in this country? Can you imagine in about a month time of a civil war right now? That could be 40 to 50 million people dead in the street in about a month. Can you imagine that? 40 or 50 million people dead of all races in the street in about a month just because of your prejudice. Just because of your insecurity. These Mexican people working like dogs, bringing your fruit to the market, building your houses, doing your plumbing, taking care of your children. And you turn around and do this to them. And you do this to America. It's a shame. How evil can you be? This may turn off some people. This may make some people feel bad, or it may make some people mad. But God put this in my heart. God put this in my mind. And God put this in my soul. God told me I can't be stopped. And I can't be blocked. I don't mean I can't be abused. I don't mean that I can't be beat up. I don't mean that I can't be killed. But I'm willing to do all that for my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and for my sister and my brother. And may the Lord wipe between me and thee while we're out from one from another. Go in peace, and I love you. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.